All right, let's just jump right into this. 15 billion miles from home, hurtling through the absolute darkness between the stars, is our most distant creation, Voyager 1. For nearly half a century, it's been our silent ambassador to the cosmos. But, just recently, it faced a crisis that threatened to cut us off forever.
And that's the big question, right? What does happen? For the engineers at NASA, this question became terrifyingly real. See, Voyager 1 isn't just some machine. It's our one and only probe out there, actually touching, actually sampling interstellar space. If we lose it, we lose our only eyes and ears in that vast cosmic ocean beyond our little solar neighborhood.
For over 200 days, starting back in November 2023, the unthinkable happened. Now, Voyager 1 was still sending a signal, a super faint whisper that let us know it was still alive. But the actual data, the science, the information riding on that signal, it was complete gibberish. A stream of ones and zeros that made no sense. The probe was talking, but we couldn't understand a single word. So to really get why this was such a huge deal, why this cosmic rescue mission was so critical, we gotta go back. We have to appreciate what Voyager 1 truly represents. This is not just some old piece of tech. It is a legend. And its journey has totally rewritten what we thought we knew about the universe.
It all started in 1977. Voyager 1 blasted off and took this breathtaking tour of the gas giants, giving us our first ever detailed up-close look at Jupiter and Saturn. Then in 1990, it did something amazing. It turned its camera around one last time to take that famous pale blue dot picture of us before heading out into the great unknown. And then in 2012, it made history. It became the first thing we ever built to cross over into the space between the stars.
Now, you probably know it has a twin, Voyager 2, but they took totally different routes. Voyager 2, it went for the full grand tour, right? It hit up Uranus and Neptune. But Voyager 1, nope, it was put on the fast track. It used Saturn's immense gravity to slingshot itself north, up and out of the plane of our solar system. It basically sacrificed seeing more planets just to get out into deep space faster. And where did it go exactly? It left the heliosphere. The easiest way to think about the heliosphere is like a giant magnetic bubble that the sun inflates with solar wind. It's what protects our solar system from all the harsh radiation out there in the galaxy. Crossing that boundary was like opening the front door of your house and stepping outside for the very first time in history. And Voyager 1 was the one to do it.
Which brings us right back to the crisis. In late 2023, this incredible pioneer, with its computer tech from the 70s, mind you, suffered a critical failure. A glitch that happened 15 billion miles away from the nearest IT guy. So after months of some serious long-distance detective work, the engineers found the culprit, a component called the Flight Data Subsystem, or FDS. You can basically think of the FDS as the spacecraft's brainy librarian. Its job is to gather up all that priceless science and health data, organize it, and then package it up perfectly to be sent home. If the librarian's not working, all we get is noise. And to really wrap your head around this challenge, get this. The total memory of that FDS computer is less than 70 kilobytes. I mean, that is smaller than a single text-only email you have sitting in your inbox right now. That is the incredibly tiny digital workspace they were dealing with. And the cause of all this chaos, it all came down to a single degraded memory chip. It corrupted just 3% of the FDS memory, but that tiny, tiny fraction held the essential code for packaging the data. With that part broken, the whole data stream was completely useless. It was a digital traffic jam of cosmic proportions. So, okay, they knew what was broken, but the solution? It seemed completely impossible. I mean, you can't just send out a repair crew. How in the world do you perform delicate software surgery on a computer from the disco era across a distance that light itself takes almost a whole day to cross?
Well, the plan they came up with was just brilliant. Absolutely ingenious. Since they couldn't fix the broken chip, they decided to just work around it. The team essentially performed digital surgery from billions of miles away. First, they found the broken code. Then, they painstakingly chopped that code up into smaller chunks. They carefully moved these chunks into the few little pockets of good memory that were still working. And finally, they updated the whole system to tell it where to find all the newly located pieces. It's like ripping a key page out of a book, rewriting its sentences in the margins of other pages, and then creating a brand new table of contents so the book still makes sense.
On April 18th, they uploaded the fix. And then they waited. Talk about a nail-biter. A signal takes over 22 hours to get to Voyager, and another 22 hours for a reply to get back. But on April 20th, a new signal arrived at NASA's Deep Space Network. And the data? It was clean. It was readable. Voyager was making sense again.
So with the crisis over, Voyager 1 gets back to its main mission, a journey without an end, pushing deeper and deeper into the galaxy. So what's next for our most distant traveler? What does the future look like?
Well, right now, it's blazing through space at over 61,000 kilometers per hour. To put that into perspective, you could circle the entire Earth in about 40 minutes at that speed. It is just relentlessly pushing forward, and its distance from us just keeps getting bigger and bigger every single second.
In fact, by the end of 2026, it's going to hit a truly mind-bending milestone. It'll be 1 light day away. That means the signals we get from it will have been traveling for a full 24 hours just to reach us. The health report we get today was actually sent yesterday. Just let that sink in.
Now, its power won't last forever. Sometime in the 2030s, its nuclear power source is finally going to fade, and Voyager 1 will fall silent for good. But its journey? Oh, that doesn't end, not even close. It's just going to keep drifting through the Milky Way for ages. Its next big appointment? A flyby of a star named Gliese 445 in about 40,000 years.
And as it travels, it's carrying a passenger. Something incredible. The golden record. It's basically a time capsule, a message in a bottle cast out into the cosmic ocean. It holds the sounds and images of our world. Everything from Beethoven to the songs of whales, greetings in 55 languages, and even the recorded brainwaves of a woman thinking about what it feels like to be in love. It is a snapshot of who we were.
Hand-etched on the record's cover is this beautiful dedication. Long, long after its instruments have gone cold and the civilization that built it is gone, Voyager 1 will sail on, carrying this one message. It's a testament not just to our technology, but to our hope. A hope that one day, somewhere out there, someone might find our message and know that for a brief moment, on a pale blue dot, we were here.